Good morning, everybody. Did everyone have a good weekend? Did you really? Welcome to the stream, guys. Second week of live streaming again from last year. We did pretty well. I mean, it was a bit of a, shall I say, slow week, but we grabbed some nice trades, which was great. And that was on Friday. We grabbed some fantastic trades on Friday. And that's how trading goes. Sometimes you don't get any trades at all week, and then you grab a lovely trade on Friday. So welcome to the stream. If you're watching on YouTube, drop us a like and subscribe. We trade most mornings from 8 AM UK time. So we'll be on here most mornings. Right, let's have a look. Let's see what's happening. Let's get onto the charts and let's do some top-down analysis. Now, actually, wait there. Let me set up this chart. There we go. Good morning, Drift. How are you doing, buddy? You used to get on my streams last year, didn't you? See you, mate. Well, we're back anyway. Where's my bloody... I'm gone. I'm just making sure everything's set up correctly, guys. 2 seconds and we'll go straight into it. Come on. Yeah, stream clock at this here. These streams are going to be slightly different than last year, because last year we were sat on for hours and hours and hours waiting for the setup. Yeah, you did. I remember. I remember, mate. The reason I remember because there wasn't that many what got on. So I remember everyone who got on. Chill, why my clock's not working. It's not annoying at all. Okay, I'll try and fix that later, guys. We don't really need that at the moment, do we? But yeah. So we're back on now. The stats for last year were fantastic. We had. To be honest, let's get them up. I'll get the last year's streaming stats up. 23. Okay, so this was last year's result. So this was based off a 100k account. 100k account. We only had one minus month really in February. That's all we had. Everything else we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 100% months in the whole of the year last year on stream. Okay. The last few months, obviously I know we came off stream and we've done it for members. So we've done exactly the same logbook, same everything, but just for members. We just kept it in-house, that's all. We've decided to come back to YouTube to let people take advantage of it if they want to take advantage of it, and hopefully learn something in it. Even if they learn one little thing, you know, I've done my job. So yeah, we've got a fresh logbook now. We took a couple of trades last week, so we are up. Not by much, but we are up. We've took 3 trades so far. So yeah, we'll see how we can get on. These were last week's analysis, so we're going to get rid of this now. So what we were expecting last week is we're expecting this daily to come and tap this level, to reject and to come down. However, we closed bearish, so we deleted this wing back sell. So now we've just got to do a full new top down analysis. Okay. Now over there, I'll just show you the trades we took last week. So we had this on the other day. Now, take partial move to break even. And these were the trades we took. This wasn't took on stream, this one. These are the ones we took on stream on Friday, I believe. Yeah, Friday. We actually took 2 trades on stream on Friday. And which is quite rare for us, really. Normally we'll take the one and then that's it. Literally 2 entries at the same location. So we got in off the flip off a 5-minute on this one, straight through. We thought that was the move up to this range. Unfortunately it wasn't, came back down, and then we had exactly the same move again where we got in, and obviously that was the one what tapped us. So it was actually really nice on Friday, and unfortunately that was the only day we sort of grabbed something. So pairs we trade, because it used to be gold, only gold last time drift. If you remember, I still trade gold. However, with the all-time high situation, it's been a bit of a piss take, and I've sort of divorced it at the moment. So we're in a bit of a, well, I say divorced it. We're in a bit of a separational period at the moment. So the trade I do pair is US 100, so NAS 100 gold, and I also swing trade oil. Okay, my trading style slightly changed, so I have better risk to reward, because I know I trade negative RR, but I can still trade negative RR. It literally depends on what the market is showing me. Now remember, how I trade is not like other people. Other people will look for A, B, C, D and E all set up, tick, 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 and then they'll place a trade. I don't work like that. I work off what are the markets showing me, and do I need to adjust or adapt to the markets. Even if I'm in a trade, doesn't mean TP is going to get hit. I could change my mind at any point on that trade because of what the candles is showing me. So I act upon what the candles is showing me. That is it. God, I'm having a pump at the minute. Okay, so we've got NAS, gold and US 100. So we'll do a top down on each one of them every morning, and then we'll just see what there is basically. Okay, any questions, drop them in the chat. Drop us a like and subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. And yeah, let's get amongst it, guys. So we're on NAS 100. Let's start off on the monthly, as we do. How the hell are my candles? Okay, so monthly candle. Now the thing with the monthly, what we got is we did have a breakout to the downside. Okay, this was the breakout to the downside. And then we had a fake out. So this was the breakout. Then we had a fake out back into that area. So then you've got to ask yourself, okay, so what range are we back in then? Well, this is the range we're in on the monthly now. We are now back into this range. Okay. Now we were aware that we did have a minor range here. This is a minor zone. Change the colour now. So we were unsure whether this was just hitting that minor range and closing respecting, or did it break above. But we knew that we could get a pump all the way up to this level. So if you look at this, even if price was going to reject from this range, you can still pump to exactly where we are now. It's literally exactly where we are now. But then we've got to say to ourselves, okay, well, are you going to reject from there and flip bearish like this one did? Or are we going to carry on? Well, we get our answers from normally previous data, but we've got no previous data because we're looking at all-time highs. So how else could we get our answers? Well, what has price done prior? Well, did it break any lows prior? Well, it did, didn't it? So if we look at this broke two prominent lows, this low and this low. So it's grabbed quite a lot of liquidity here. There's been quite a lot of money here. So therefore, that'll give the fuel for price to actually now break out all-time highs again. So it has got enough liquidity to push through them ranges. So I'm not sure whether we're going to reject from here. Now the issue we have got is we're back in this range, but we have already pushed over 50% of this range. So let's say 50% is here. So this is the 50% mark, I would say, around this level, 24.24. We've already pushed beyond it. So that makes it really difficult for me now, because what is this monthly going to do? Is this monthly going to be the one what pushes all the way through and taps this level? Or is this going to close and then the new monthly comes down bottom wick and then flips to the upside? And basically, how many monthly candles is it going to take to get up here? We know from the previous data that I took all of these to get up, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 monthly candles to get up to that range. Obviously, I know this is different now because we've had such a big pump here that we were running out of liquidity to get up to there. Now we've had a pullback and we broke the low, so this has picked up quite a lot of liquidity. So could we see a push straight through? I would probably say yes, because we've broke them lows. But how do we get in? Because we're over that 50% mark. And when we're over that 50% mark, don't really like it. Don't really like it. So we know this is our monthly target, right? We'd have to look on a smaller time frame to see what we can do, basically. We know this is our monthly target for buys if we were looking at buys. Anything beyond that, I wouldn't be looking at buying until the monthly closed out above that. Okay. So let's go down the time frames then. So weekly, what has the weekly done? So let's flick the Meraki indicator on. Doesn't give us much. So where's the zones on the weekly? Well, I would probably say there is a... It's not the clearest of zones really. I would probably say that's another range there. Exactly where price is at the moment. So could we see a rejection around them levels? Or are we going to close in? If we close above that, then I'd be looking at buys to fill the rest of the monthly range. If we close respecting this week, then we could potentially be looking at sells. Probably 2 weeks later, we'd want maybe a doji candle the next week, and then another, and then the push to the downside. So the issue we've got now is the weekly's filled the range, right? It's filled the range, so we haven't got anything to play with, because I would now need to close above this on the weekly in order to take buys up. So again, that makes it a bit more difficult. But what we've noticed is you've got a gap here. You've got a gap. So normally what happens with a gap is price tends to come back to that area. So trying to do that as well. Oh. So tends to the weekly if there's a gap, price tends to come back to that area at some point. Now it doesn't always have to come back straight away. So for example, we had a gap here on the weekly, price pushed down and it took 1, 2, 3 weeks to come back, and then it came back. So it doesn't mean that this candle is automatically going to flip to the downside. Right, now on the monthly, you could flip to the downside because this one did. This one came all the way up, tapped this level, came all the way down and tapped this level. So could we see this monthly flip to the downside? Potentially, but these are monthly candles. Doesn't mean it's going to happen today. Yeah. So and it's exactly the same with the weekly, with that gap. It doesn't mean that this weekly is going to flip to the downside. So yeah, but if we are going to flip, how could we catch it? Well, we would need some closing of candles respecting some areas. So if we go down to the daily and we find the daily range, let's flick the Meraki on. Good morning, Mr. Cooper. Oh, the devil. So if we flick the Meraki indicator on, yeah, that doesn't really give us much in regards to our area. So we've got this daily range round about here. So I would probably say that's quite a strong support. You've got wicks to the area. You've got another area here where we've rejected from. What is this daily going to do? We can't really take buys above unless we get a daily close above. Yes, I'm doing good. Mr. Good, you missed a good game last night, mate. It was funny. We were sneaking about in the opposite uniform. Great fun. Would have been better if you were on, but no, you fooked us off, didn't you? Fooked us off. But anyway, so top down daily. What can we expect from this daily? Well, it's really difficult at the moment, guys, because again we've got this gap to the downside. We filled the range. So I don't know whether this daily is going to close out or close respected. So tomorrow will be a lot easier on NAS because we'll have some sort of what's happening. If we got up this morning, okay, and we seen this daily candle was like that maybe, what would I be saying? I'd be saying, yeah, we could look at buys, because you can't just reject off nothing. You've got to reject off something, and this is the next support level or resistance. So we could take buys up, and that's our advantage point. But the issue we've got is we've already done this pump to the upside around these levels, so it makes it very, very difficult. So yeah, I can't really do much here. Look at the pump this morning though. Wow, look at that forward candle. Have a look at some news. We've got no news today either. Oh, all the same here. I can't really do anything, guys. Look at that 1 hour. Wow. So why is price doing this? Where's the next 1 hour range? For me to look at any trades here, I would need some sort of range being created. So I'd need something like this. I'd need this. Okay, and then that would give me a range here and a range here. And then I would either want break to the downside or break to the upside, and you could look at that. But at the moment, when this pump, I don't know where this is came from. Can't really do much here. Yeah, I'm not really. It's probably not happening for me today, guys, on NAS. Yeah. So really, we need to see what this daily does. If this daily closes respecting this level, we could look at sells down, something like this. Okay, but we've got to be mindful that the weekly's filled its range. It doesn't mean it's going to drive down, because what if the weekly's going to close respecting? Doesn't mean it's going to drive down. But at least we can get a bottom weight, we come back up, break the highs, and then we can get in on that range to the upside. But at the moment, we haven't got anything. So yeah, it's all on the daily. Tomorrow might be a bit more clear. So NAS is not for me today, guys. So no trades on NAS. Let's do a top down on gold, see what's going on gold, and then obviously we'll look at oil. Ooh. So gold. Gold. We are still bullish on the monthly. Starting to create bottom wick. On the weekly, we did come down and close bearish. But it doesn't mean that that's the move. So for me to take sells on it, I'd need like a break to break out twice. Okay, I need a range 2 breakout. So what I mean by that is, let's say price came up, back down, rated a range, came back up. Now if I get a break below that, that would be another range 1. If I can get another up, down, and then that would confirm to me that gold's changing direction. Okay, because what gold does a lot, break out to the downside and then just fake out and just come back up. Okay, a bit like this. So look at these candles. Bearish, broke the lows, fake out, back in, and then price went. So what can we do on the weekly? The weekly doesn't really give us much, so if we go straight down to the daily. Now we had a range here. I actually took these sells. So I had sells on here, breaking out, coming down, which is a lovely move. Yeah. And if we can get a daily close like this again, the next range on the daily is here. So if we can get a daily close to the downside like that, and then I get a top wick. So if I can get a top wick and then a flip, we can look to come down. It's quite clean traffic all down here as well, so this is a really nice range. But the issue we've had, we filled the range on the daily. So this daily has filled the range. So we've got nothing to grab today, because this daily could pull back at any point. It could push further once. It can close respecting. So it's similar again today. It's not very nice for us. Yeah, I mean, there's no point even looking at the lower time frames really. Nah, I'm not liking it, guys. The only way I'd like this is if... So the daily is currently still bullish if you think about it, right? But what range is the daily in? So forget the moving candle, look at the range what we're in, let's act upon what we see. Well, currently, we're still in this range, aren't we? And the reason we're still in this range is because this candle, what we're on, hasn't closed yet. So technically, we closed here on this bullish candle. So therefore, where should we be going? Well, technically, we should be coming back up to this range. Therefore, could this daily flip to the upside some point today? Well, if that is going to flip to the upside, at what point, what's the earliest opportunity where we would confirm that it's flipping to the upside? That's what we've got to work out. Where's the earliest opportunity we can confirm it's going to flip to the upside? And normally, confirmation is something like a fake out. So if we close to the downside and then we fake out back into the upside, that would confirm that, okay, well, why did we fake out? There's only one reason: to come back up. It was a fake out. So could we look at something like that, a fake out, if we're going to get... I'm not saying we're going to get it though, but I can't take sells because I need a daily close and we're currently still bullish. Yeah, we're also still bullish on the weekly. Yeah, we closed down the weekly. So at any point this weekly could flip to the upside and come up. Okay, so I can't really take sells yet. Okay. The only way I could take sells is maybe like a 4-hour close below here, but then I would need a steep top wick to rule out the fake out, and then we could look at sell stops underneath. So if we got something like, there's the 4-hour. Look at that one. Although that's mental. I don't even think I like this. I would probably need a 4. So let's say this 4 broke out to the downside, and then we got another 4 back into the area. That's when I would look at buys. That would probably confirm that, okay, the daily potentially could come and flip, but you haven't got many hours left of that. I'm not really liking this one either. Guys, I'm not really interested in gold today again. I'd need to see what the daily does. We need to see what how this daily is going to close for me. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it. No trade for me today. If we get a daily close like this tomorrow, fantastic, because we look for a top wick and then a flip to come down to fill this range. There's loads of reasons to come down as well. You've got fair value gaps here. You've got a gap there. You've got a fair value gap there as well. Loads of reasons to come down to these levels. So that could be pretty nice, but at the moment I just can't do anything with it, unfortunately. And that's what you'll get on my streams, guys. It's not a stream where you'll catch. It makes no difference to me whatsoever if you get on or not, right? I trade on the morning at 8 o'clock every morning. Okay. Now I'll still be trading even if I wasn't streaming, and I'd just be doing myself. I'd still be trading. Okay. So I do this anyway. It makes no difference to me if people get onto it, but I can't take a trade every day if the trade's not there, like a lot of the other streams. Okay, a lot of other streams will make sure they get a trade that day. I don't work like that. I'll only take high probability trades. That's why I have such a high win rate. But it just means that I don't trade every day, unfortunately. It could be, I mean, we took 2 trades last week, that was it. and that was on the Friday. So you imagine waiting all week for them 2 trades. So, but that's what it is. That's what tips the scales to profitability, in my opinion. Okay, so gold, yeah, I need a daily close below this. If we can get a daily close below this, we could potentially have sells tomorrow. So what we'll do, we'll mark this up for tomorrow. Sells below daily closure. And yeah, that's it. That's all I've got on that. Okay, let's have a look at oil then. Oh, okay, it's closed. That weekly close. Oh, you little bugger. You little bugger. Okay, so oil. This is what I've got on oil. I'll do a quick rundown. I'm not going to get rid of my markings, okay? Because I have introduced swing trading. And it's exactly the same as Meraki method. Okay, it's just the same. If you want to know what Meraki method is, in the descriptions is a link to the course, so you can, by all means, you can get the course, and you'll see sort of exactly how I trade, where I've broke it down in steps. So Meraki method, it's sort of acting upon what you see, and it's off previous data. And what I've noticed with this, with Meraki, you can do low time frames. So last year I was taking a lot of 5 minutes, scalping entries, and then I've sort of gone up the time frames, if you like, and got all the way up to the daily and the weekly and even the monthly sometimes. And we've introduced swing trading, and that's what we do also. And this is what I'm looking for on oil, a bit of a swing trade. So we're in an area of oil where we'd been in this wedge for a while. Yeah, we'd been in this wedge for a while, and we've grabbed loads of trades in here because we knew we were in this wedge. Now, what we've got marked up at the moment is, we said in order to break above out of this wedge, we probably need to break these prominent lows here. You've got a low here, and lows here, to grab some liquidity in order to get out. So we said that we'd probably break out the lows, come back up, and then that'll be the liquidity in order to push back up. Okay, so that's one idea, what we're looking at, whether we get that. But also, breaking out between this and down here is very clean traffic all the way down to at least 44.88. So we're in an area where we've broke out. We're just working out if this is a breakout, retest in order to come down, or is this the fake out to the downside in order to break out this wedge to come back up. That's what we're playing with, basically. And what we've got marked up, we've had this marked up for quite a while now, is what we had is we could have sells below here as long as we tap this level. We've now tapped this level. Last week we tapped it. So now this becomes sells below. So this is now sells below. And you could potentially take a daily, to be honest with you. Yeah, but sells below off the daily to the downside. That would catch this clean traffic range down. And it is clean traffic range down, guys. If you look at these. Look at that. Daily close. Gone. Gone. There's a daily close. Go more left. Look at that. Very clean traffic all the way through. There's another one. Daily close. Gone. So it's a lovely zone to the downside, but we've got to be patient when we get in. So yes, Aaron, you are correct, Amondo. But patience is key. The way I look at trading, it's like you're setting an ambush for price to come into. Yeah, you can set the ambush, and it might not walk into your ambush and miss you. So therefore, you just got to replace the ambush somewhere. You can set the ambush, and it can walk right into your trap. And that's where you hear the phrase of let price come to you, don't you chase price. So what we did for buys for the upside is we had a daily close. If we got a daily close above this level, we're looking at buys up. Now we didn't get that daily close. So if we can get a daily close tonight, fantastic. We'll look at a bottom wick and we can take buys up. However, what I would prefer to see is if this daily closed literally like this and not broke the high. Because this high here is your advantage point. If you think about it like this, think about it logically, right? If this was a fake out back to the upside, there's only one reason to fake out to the downside to come back up, and the only reason is because you want to entice all the sellers in, so everyone will be selling here, 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 here. Where's their stops likely going to be? Well, it's going to be the previous high, isn't it? Because that's what retail traders do. Where's the previous high? Well, there's the previous high. So here, there'll be loads of stops, a lot of money here. And if you fake out, there's only one reason, that's to come and break a high. Even if they want to drive down, you're still going to come and break a high. So that is now our advantage point. That's our advantage point. So really what I'd really like to see is if this daily could close something like this, yeah, and then we would look at market execution or bottom wick, depending on the lower time frame. Bottom wick, flip, advantage point is the high, take partial move to break even, anything extra is a bonus. But if we do come back up to these levels, then we can probably see us getting this breakout to the upside. Because now, why have we got? Because we've got the liquidity to do a big aggressive push like that. Okay, here, you think, why didn't we break out here? Well, because we didn't break a low. None of these broke this low. So there's not enough liquidity. Okay, why didn't we break about here again? This didn't even break these lows. Not enough liquidity. It's like refueling a car. You need to fuel the car. If you only put a little bit in, yeah, this is the pullback. You've only put a quarter of the tank in, so you can't even break a high. You can't go that far. But now that we've filled up the full tank because we broke loads of lows, we've now got the fuel to really drive. If it's going to do that, because this area, we're in an area where it's a decision making area. Because we're at this area now where if price holds 61.47, because remember we're still below this at the moment. We haven't broke out yet. We closed there on the weekly. So if we hold this level, then we could see price coming back down. We'll grab this move down. If we break above it, then that's a good sign that, okay, could we be coming back up to them levels? So that's what we've got. So we're very close on oil. We'll probably be looking at getting into a swing trade either tonight or tomorrow morning on stream. What are we saying there? What are we saying, Drift? Stupid question incoming. What's the oil I need to search for? US oil, mate. US oil. It's not a stupid question at all, Drift. You can ask as many questions as you want, my mate. US oil it should be on. So yeah, unfortunately, guys, I won't be taking any trades. There's nothing on gold for me. I need the daily to close on gold, and I need the daily to close on NAS, because the issue we've got is they've already took away our advantage point, and we need an advantage point. Otherwise, if we look at smaller time frame trades, they're less probable because we haven't got the higher time frame direction. Okay. So unfortunately, I'm literally gonna close the computer down and call it a day, and that's what you should do too if that's how you feel. Yeah, that's what's difficult about trading. A lot of people feel like they're not actually learning anything unless they're in a trade. And it's where people go wrong. When you start trading and you're new, yes, you want to be in loads of trades and make loads of mistakes and get it out of your system. But in order to progress to that next level, you need to understand that you learn loads by not getting into trades, because that's teaching that discipline. It doesn't mean that you're not learning just because you're not in a trade. Yeah, shame, but I'll be back on tomorrow, guys. Now going on for me. Any questions before I go? If not, Make sure you drop us a like, subscribe to the channel. It really helps the algorithms. Aaron, make sure you drop a like or you'll be getting put in a headlock. Other than that, guys, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. Early one. Like I said, this is how these streams are going to go. It's going to be a case I jump on. I mean, on Friday, I was on till 12 o'clock. Okay, but some days I've jumped on. We've done a top down. It's like there's nothing lined up for us, so we'll just call it a stream. Okay, so that's how they're going to go from now on. So again, I'll be back on 8 AM tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully we'll catch some pips. Catch you later, guys. All the best.